This is the 91st minute. Tottenham Hotspur winning in stoppage time following a Richarlison header and a Kulusevski goal. Beautiful Ange ball on display towards the end of the game. 12 minutes of extra time, I think. Breaking new records, I believe. I think we'll be seeing a lot of those records with the new stoppage time rules. But Ange Postecoglou has done it again. I love this guy. I love Ange Postecoglou. I'm a United fan, but I am unbiased when it comes to love. I will love what I love, and I will not, be ashamed of it. Off. What are your thoughts on Tottenham Hotspur's win?
So I put thoughts. If you follow me on Twitter, you can see my stream of consciousness during most matches. At the end of this one, it wasn't relief. I would have been annoyed if it finished 1-0. Because this is the exact type of match under Mourinho, under late stage Pochettino, under
Late stage Pochettino sounds like cancer.
It does a little bit. Under Conte, it's the type of match that we would lose, and there'd be weeping, gnashing of teeth. It would be the end of the world. But the mentality is completely different. And I guess, thankfully, it was annoying, but thankfully, every chance, every single opportunity Sheffield United had to waste time, they took it, which is why there were 12 minutes of stoppage time. So there were some complaints about that, but you got to look at yourself in that case. But yeah, I was pleased at how Sheffield played. Actually, I wasn't expecting them to be as aggressive as they were. I thought it was back in a pretty good back and forth match overall. I thought Vicario played pretty well, just going up the pitch like I normally do. Vicario played well. I thought the defense was really good. Honestly, if I don't notice center backs, I'm happy. Maybe a good tackle here or there, but if I don't notice them, it's something that sticks out.
Did Romero commit a foul yet?
Yes, he has one foul now.
Oh wow, that's a crazy stat.
It is, especially and he broke up a potential fight. Like Emerson was jawing with one of the Sheffield United players, and Christian Romero was the guy to separate them. Do you hear Ange Postecoglou's comments about being a leader? I think he referred to Christian Romero about that, and he was referring to his conduct on the field. If he wants to be a leader, he needs to act a certain way on the field. Or he just said, I want leaders, or something about leaders. I don't know if maybe you remember more about it. I don't know who he was referring to. I don't remember the exact words.
But I feel like that has influenced Romero. That's all I'm trying to say about that.
And that's what I mentioned a couple weeks ago. We did our preseason player picks, and I picked him for most overrated just because he was so reckless, so aggressive. And I feel like giving him a leadership vice captain role kind of put that expectation on you can't be reckless with your play, take yourself off the pitch because of something dumb. You have to control yourself. But so far, it's worked out well for him.
Nice.
It was nice to see Richarlison get a goal after his sobbing coming off for Brazil, and his comments after that, talking about how he was going to come back to England, see a therapist and all that. It's nice to hear. It's nice to humanize these guys sometimes. And Postecoglou had a great press conference clip about that too. I'm not going to go into that, but you should watch it. And yeah, so it was nice to see him get a goal and ended up being the winning assist as well on Kulusevski's goal. So yeah, he made a pretty big impact when he came in. I thought Kulusevski, he's been kind of ramping up. I think it's just becoming more comfortable in the system. I thought this was his best game under Ange so far. Thought he was very good.
He was my underrated for this.
Oh, he was. You're right.
And by the way, Son was my overrated, but Son on the wing was overrated.
Son, not striker.
Son through the middle is different. It's almost like Martinelli. Yeah. I think Martinelli through the middle would be. Sorry to bring up Arsenal in this segment, but anyways,
that's all right. We'll talk about. We're
going to bring him up anyway.
Yeah.
So again, I don't want to appear to be overly negative. I talked to Hoff about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh.
When it comes to Tottenham enjoying life under Ange, I get it. In my opinion, United game aside, because United, obviously we know how you're doing right now, but I think at the time it was more unknown. It was the second game of the season. But the United game aside, Tottenham have faced, and like I said, I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm just saying they've faced Brentford, Bournemouth, Fulham, Burnley, Sheffield United. The fixture list has been quite kind. So in my opinion, Ange's first real test is this North London derby. So I'm intrigued to see how we do against Ange Ball, and I'm intrigued to see what happens after that too, because you also then face Liverpool. You do have Luton after that.
Yeah.
And then you've got a run of sort of decent games to you. Chelsea, Tottenham, typically it'll be a bit of a battle for you, but you never know. The way Chelsea are playing, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, that's the only thing I would say is just, again, I stand by. I think your fixture list has been quite kind to start the season.
Yeah. And
not to be a downer, though.
They're playing
to complete the conversation that we had. I said we both agree. Like, you can only play who's on the schedule.
That's what I said. You can only beat what's in front of you, for sure.
Yeah.
But I do think it's been quite a nice run.
These are of these 5. Definitely Bournemouth away was one. Sheffield United at home, probably. Maybe you could throw Brentford. Well, that was a draw, the Brentford match. But you could pick any 3 of the 5 matches so far, and not any other season, but in most other seasons, you're getting maybe 3 points out of those 3 matches, maybe.
Yeah.
So I think the mentality is it's definitely different. I don't know if it's completely different yet. We'll hopefully find out Sunday, one way or the other.
Yeah, I
this is the first.
How you would have felt because you came extremely close to losing to Sheffield United.
Yeah,
it doesn't get much later than that.
Yeah, it hasn't. This is the first time I haven't been super anxious for a derby, because I feel like the plan is in place. It might not be executed perfectly, like off the rip, but the plan is there, instead of just I don't know. I feel like it was really, I don't know what the plan was under Conte, other than drive people away from watching the games.
Yeah.
That wasn't the plan, obviously, but yeah, it's just.
I'm excited for the game this weekend too, because for other reasons, a lot of people are questioning Arsenal, and I'm like, yeah, okay, here we go. We got North London derby, big game at home. I'm glad it's at our place. I will say that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play, I'd be more concerned if you were on this run and we were playing you at your place. I just think, I think it would be a much more difficult game. I do think it will be, North London derby is always, to me, regardless of record and who's won more and yada, 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 it's always, to me, it's always going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
We've done very well at home against you, in the last number of years. So obviously we take that into account as well. I'm really intrigued for this one, because you've got a Tottenham team on high confidence coming in, against an Arsenal team that are being questioned, but if you listen to the club, they're not concerned. Yeah, I think I reckon I said to you earlier, our fan base is kind of split half and half at the moment as to whether they think it's an issue or whether they think it's part of the plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, we shall see, I guess.
What's the matchup in the North London derby you're looking forward to the most? Who's the left back for Tottenham?
Udogie
versus Saka. Ooh,
that'll be a good one, actually. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. And Martinelli on the other side, it'll be on Royale.
If Martinelli's back, because he did get a knock.
He did.
He did. Yeah, he came off for Trossard due to injury. So
it'll be Porro or Royale. I would, if it was me, I would probably put Royale in there just because he's defensively better. But Porro has been so good in the attack. I don't know. That's a tough decision for me.
Last
based
season,
on that game.
I mean, obviously Odegaard. Last season in this fixture, Odegaard had a good game as well. Very, very difficult to contain. You know, he's one of those players, if he's on, the passes he can make just unlock things, right? So I'd be interested to see if he starts Fabio again, or whether he brings Havertz back. Like, there's so many questions. I mean, our defense, I think, is set. I'm okay with Richarlison and Son against. Son versus Holding, I didn't like. Son versus Saliba, I can live with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think Basuma and Odegaard is going to be a good one. Just because both of them go all over the place. I wonder if Postecoglou will just have Basuma try to just, like, you go where he goes the whole time. That's it. That's all you do. I don't know. Well, yeah, I would be interested to see how he utilizes him.
I think, I mean, you got to be careful with that, because I think he'll want to, maybe he might, I mean, we'll see right off the bat, right? Because Saka sees a lot of the ball and tests every team's left back, like over and over and over as the game goes on. And I think it'll be an interesting battle, but like with someone like Saka, you got to be careful man marking too heavily, because he has the pace, he has, he's wiry, he's very agile. Once he's around you, he's going to make something happen.
Yeah.
I think you almost might want to give him a couple of yards so you can size him up and try and stop his path. But it's a difficult one. I mean, people look at his numbers. People are judging him on numbers. I see a lot of talk about goals and assists, and last season he was doing better on that front already. He's just such an integral piece, and he makes things out of nothing. He's one of those players. So we're going to need him to be. We're going to need him to be up for it. That's for sure. I mean, the whole team better be up for it. It's the North London derby.
Right.
We'll be up for it.
Real quick, so Basuma, what's the midfield? The midfield three. There's Madison, Basuma, and who's the other one?
Sar.
Okay. Sar.
Right now, Sar.
It'll be definitely Odegaard, Rice, and that's the next question, basically. Who will be that? Will they go with false fullback, or will they go with Partey? Will they go with Vieira? Who do you think will change? Do you think Ange will change in response to Arsenal for this game? Do you think Arsenal will? Milo, do you think? I feel like, in boxing, right? There's an A side and a B side, right? Feels like Arsenal's still the A side right now. Maybe, I don't know. Like, will Arsenal stick to their guns, play their false fullback 3-5-2 or whatever, 3-4-3, or will Ange like respond to that, or is there any inkling of idea of what you guys feel might happen as far as that goes?
I suspect we'll see the same lineup for Arsenal that we saw this weekend. Honestly,
okay.
I do. Well, Partey's injured as well.
Oh no, Partey's injured. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if Postecoglou moved Son back out to the left and started Richarlison, but I think that might be the only change that he would make. If not, it would still be Solomon and or maybe give Johnson a start. I don't know.
Oh,
if they would bring him in or not. He looked pretty good when he came on in his limited time, but
he had a disallowed goal, I think.
yeah,
right?
yeah, it was a nice finish too. A lot of premature Dele Alli comparisons to the finish, but
oh no,
just because they look like they have similar body types, like they're kind of tall and lanky, and honestly, if you like saw a silhouette, they look pretty similar. But yeah, it was a nice finish. He was just, I think, like his head was offside. He was like leaning into his run. Yeah, I hope he gets some play in some capacity. Just I want to see more of what he has to offer, basically. Subscribe to the 91st Minute here on YouTube and use the links in the description to follow us on all social media platforms.